My name is Anna. I come from SHR Group. I briefly will inform you what we are doing. We have multiple product solutions where solutions are talking to each other. So we have RMS, we have CRS, we have booking engines, and we have CRM, which is, in my opinion, is the fun product. So I am focusing only on CRM. Please disregard that my title is pre-sales manager. I will never bother anybody with numbers or contracts. I purely work with products, and I try to customize it per client we have. So my job is to be working with workarounds. I'm really cold, so I think that the next presentation I will do, we will be standing up and down, moving left and right. I'm based in Barcelona, so I'm a little bit suffering. So, how many hoteliers we have here? Oh, wow, nice, wow, okay. So, when you think about your property, what would make you return to your own property? What is service, location? I'm just giving you hints. Anybody? Service? So employees? Or spas, golf? All right, so as a person from abroad, I Googled multiple properties in London and I checked what do they offer. The first thing which attracted me personally is afternoon tea. Then all of the culture and the royal family and everything what is connected to that, right? But your competitors are doing the same thing. How can we do it differently? How can we sell our service, which might be very similar to our competitor, differently? So all of the hoteliers, and this is the dog, her name is Dora, and it's a representation of loyalty for me. So all of the hotels, all of the services, we're collecting a lot of data. The speakers at the very beginning, each of them mentioned that data is so important and we need to focus on that. It is true, I agree, but what is the data we are collecting? Why do we need to do it? And what happens with it afterwards? So data is like a cog and it's moving the membership and retention, and the idea is that we increase both of that by collecting proper data. So when we speak about loyalty, we can focus on three pillars. The first one is the data. Where do we get it from? We connect to PMS, for example. Muse was talking before. They do think that PMS is the center of the data. My opinion is different. I think CRM, because my focus is on marketing, right? So CRM would be focusing in collecting all of the data from multiple sources by integrations to PMS, to CRS, to booking engine, to third parties, all of the API connection, all of the manual uploads. Any data you have, you can extract. You'll be collecting it on your CRM, cleaning it up, and then creating your marketing automation. And then based on that, you also can build loyalty retention program. I want to speak more about recognition rather than loyalty, so please, you will find out later, but my vision is also that loyalty does not need to be silver, gold, platinum, and points structured. So we want to also talk about it at a later stage. So what is data and what is the data we collect? So first of all, we collect the demographics. Who are our guests? How old are they? What are their genders? What is their occupation? Psychographics, what are their interests? Do they like sports? Or maybe they do not like sports, they prefer wine tasting. What are their hobbies? What do they want to do when they're staying with you? Customer behavior, what is their integration with you? What is their responses? What do they do when they're staying at your property? Campaign responses, when we send the emails to them, what is their reply? Do they open? Do they click? Do they answer the surveys? Do they book the items you want to promote them? What is the engagement? Loyalty data, so what is their loyalty tier? What is the rewards they wanted to use? What do they appreciate more as the benefit you are providing? And then the types of data we can collect. So the perspective, we are moving it to the CRM language vocabulary. So profile data, where we store all of the data about the guest. Reservation history, when did they stay? What time did they book? When they booked, were they members? When they checked out, did they become member? So all of these little details are also part of the reservation data which we store. We do have this information, right? preferences. What do they like? Do they like white wine? Do they like red wine? Do they like golf? Do they like spa? Survey data. What was the reply on their post-stay survey staying in one hotel? And maybe we can apply it on improving their stay in the second property we own. Location. How far are they from our property? There are many hotels in London which are offering packages and promoting services for the locals. In Barcelona, not a single property is sending an email about brunch offers for Easter, which I personally think is a big miss. I need to Google it. All the information in most of the hotels is available only in English and not in Spanish. So we can see the difference in the regions also. And then RFMIC score. So RFMIC score, it's a part of the AI tool. So what it stands for? R stands for recency, F stands for frequency, M stands for monetary, A is for add-ons, and C is for cancellation. I see my colleague Penny reading it with me, I love it. And then we also use all of the loyalty data, right? Because we can build it, we can really create the segmentation work for us based on the loyalty engagement of the guest. When we speak about the profiles, our database is huge, right? We also can divide it into 4 types. So the first one would be game players. Everybody who are part of our database, who are engaged with our brand, they do book, they do appreciate every reward, every single point you give to them, every benefit, because they are really playing a game, right? They're optimizers, they're good for your data. The second one are engaged loyalists. They retain, they return to your property, they promote you, they only stay with you. For example, when I do not have clients in the region, I would stay with Hilton just because the loyalty program is super easy for me, right? Belongers. I'm the belonger of most of the loyalty programs, newsletter subscriptions I could find. Why? Because for my professional interest, it is important that I'm a part of this society, club, membership. However, I do not bring revenue, right? I open all the emails because I think it's fun. I read all of the content. I do check all of the links you insert. I might be following you on Instagram. But to stay, that's a bit too much commitment for me. And then brand-driven. These are the best. These guests, they do not really mind the price. They are loyal to you. They want to represent you as the brand because you have their vision. And I heard a lot of examples today that the focus is moving to sustainability. I'm quite happy about it because a lot of properties, a lot of chains try to use it also for the marketing purposes, and it's great because a lot of people have this awareness. So if I see that this brand is representing my beliefs, I would follow them and I would be promoting them as well. So we are going back to the RFMIC score. So this is the example. Once again, recency, we analyze how recently did guests stay with us. Frequency, we analyze what is their return score, how frequently do they visit to us. M, monetary, for revenue. We check what is their revenue towards our business. Add-ons, we check the bookings, what guests booked whilst their stay, apart from the room. So all of the outlets we have, all of the add-ons, right? And C is cancellation. And it's very important post-pandemic because we are very flexible to our guests. Our cancellation policy is free, right? So it's impossible that you build a rate without a free cancellation policy. So right now we have a lot of guests who also abuse our offers and they cancel the last minute and we really lose our inventory because maybe we could have sold it for somebody who actually would stay with us. So we can use each of these parameters, each of the scores for the creating our marketing segmentation, including, excluding, so everybody who have high cancellation score, well, I think I would like to remove them from my marketing campaign because they're already proven on the performance of all the database that they are not really committed to stay with me, right? So what else happens, because we have the score, is that CRM will be adding each of the profile of your database to the bucket list. So it goes from the champions, which is like green, to the lost ones, which are red. So what happens is that you also, let's imagine that you have your database, it's clean, you have all the analysis ready, you understand who are your buckets, you see how many guests are in each bucket. And then you decided to launch a recognition program, right? Who do you want to offer? Who do you want to promote it to in the first place? Well, probably the first 4 groups, because they have already proven to you that they are committed, right? That they engaged with your business. These guys will sign up, and they also will find it beneficial for them. So I spoke about segmentation. We know what we do with our data. Who do we send our email to, right? So in an easy place. Do we send it to everybody? Everybody who gave us consent to send an email? Well, we have all the tools. Why do we do it this way? Do we send it only to members? Well, maybe. But maybe it's a bit too general. Everyone who speaks English? Okay. Then we target only campaigns in English. Everyone who has birthday today or who has birthday in 5 days. My birthday is on February 9th. I book so many things on February just because the offers are so good. So I'm a real life example who understands how everything is built up, and I still spend a lot of things, a lot of money based on the birthday offers we receive. So we can also target our loyal guests, everybody who committed with our business on their birthday, which will look like a reward. It's not. Everyone who is a member, who speaks Spanish, who has a birthday in October, and who has a reservation at the Hotel ABC with the rate 1 to 3, and also has a spa package included. So we went into very deep segmenting. In the end, the result will be is that we choose quality over quantity. And this is the idea of actually having the segmentation available. So when we create a marketing campaign, what we do is CRM will ask us to make a decision, take an action, or set up a condition. And then it will look like this. So you create your workflow, you decide who do you target, you decide how do you target them. Do you want to send an email? Do you want to send an SMS? Do you want to make them answer a survey? Specific question on the survey, or to give you a specific answer on the specific question on the survey. So very, like a lot of different details. And then you decide what happens afterwards. Once they make an action you wanted them to make, do you want to follow up? When? 7 days later? What happens if the 7 days fall on Saturday, Sunday? Never send an email on Saturday, Sunday. Their opening rate is very low. So maybe you wanted to wait till Monday, 12 o'clock, so they will open it during lunch break, right? So all of these details you can set up on the CRM, and then it will be automated. Some examples. So guest booked Valentine package in 2023, which with the code VD23. I'm really creative on this. And then we create a segment, everybody who had that rate booked in the past, and they also gave us positive feedback, because we don't want to target those who broke up during the stay, right? We want them to be happy. So what we do is that we send them a promotion with an offer, with a discount, to stay during months of February. So we extend it. We not only offer it for the weekend, we offer it for the whole month of February, and then we give them a discount and an extra hour in the spa, for example. And then here we have guests who stayed at the hotel, and they also had experience at our restaurant. So we do have it tracked in our PMS. PMS will be sending it to the CRM. So it's in the end, it's a transactional code. So everybody who had that transactional code in their reservation, and then they also live within the territory of 20 kilometers around our properties, so they can commute by their public transport, or they can use their own car. So we promote brunch menu, Easter menu. I mean, it's really speaking from the experience, because in Barcelona, for Easter, we are not invited. We are very excluded. It's only for guests. And the Mandarin Oriental, for example, has 3 tables on Easter brunch. So that's not the performance we want to see. Success measurement. We send our campaign, we were very creative. How do we measure the results? So did guests open my email? That's the first check. Did they click on the link I expected them to click? Maybe we were promoting our social media, right? I think everybody are now on Instagram. Did they actually click on it? Did they sign up? Did they make a reservation? This is an ideal one, right? So they made a reservation, we can see what exactly was booked, and we can also see it on our PMS. Did guests use the reward? I offered them. I offered them the benefit. Nobody booked it? Well, I might need to rethink it. Did guests become a member? Perfect. We were promoting our loyalty program. They sign up. Maybe we'll even want to send them a follow-up with the reward, thanking them for being engaged. Or they ignored, which is also okay, right? If the guests ignored, if they were not engaged, if they did not fulfill the action and finalize the action you wanted them to make, maybe we want to opt them out because we see that they are not engaged within the past half a year. Well, maybe we should stop sending them campaign and wait till they opt in again, right? So you can tell to the CRM, you can say your vision, you can say your strategy, and then you teach it, and then it does everything for you. What happens afterwards? So our perfect idea is to check, yes, they opened, no, they ignored, and that's also okay. Loyalty. So I'm moving to the fun part. I'm a big fan of loyalty. I know that the word is scary, the word might be very, labeled, but we will change that. So, what is loyalty in marketing world? What can be an example? Access before anybody else. I get the priority access because I'm a member. I mean, how many people, I see a lot of ladies, how many people go for this in Sephora? If you sign up, they give you best offer before everybody else. That's the same. Free gifts or limited edition merchandise. If you have a quality product, maybe it's an amenity, you really can give it also as a reward. I came back from Johannesburg last month, and we stayed in a very nice hotel, and the shampoo, the gel, the scent was amazing. It was the only time I actually collected all of the bottles I had in the room, and also in the room of my colleague, and I have it in Barcelona, and really, I only allow myself to use it once a week, because the scent is it's amazing. If I would be a member, I would love to get that as a reward, so probably need to message them. Invitations to events. Again, we can target local, and I think that it's also creates a society. Partner rewards. After pandemic, we also learned that businesses can work together pretty well. So we can engage restaurants, we can engage museums, we can engage all of the other, companies who represent our vision, who can fall aligned with our business. Rewards for referrals. Another trip I made this year, I went to Asia to see what is actually happening in the CRM there. And first of all, everything is working on referrals. Any business in Singapore has a referral. So by referring a friend, by bringing a friend as a member, I would be getting a benefit, but it will happen only once my friend will be using the service, right? So they become my promoter, which also encouraging for me as a member to bring as many friends as I can. And now we are going to go back to history. I really like when I do this presentation, I actually Google my books from university, and also I check what happened in the history in the past, where everything actually started. So, in 1978, airlines were the first businesses which started to collect data. So they actually started to keep the data of the people who took their plane. It was American Airlines. Then, a year later, Texas International Airlines launched a reward program. The reward was incredibly simple. It was fly for peanuts. So members would get peanut bag when they were on board. Very simple recognition. But I think this is a stereotype which maybe nowadays is not in use, but I still have the association with peanuts and flights. So in 1981, American Airlines launched the AA Advantage loyalty program. So this was the first loyalty program in the hospitality industry. And then 2 years later, Holiday Inn launched their loyalty program, and the same year Marriott launched the Marriott Rewards, right? So we can see that it's actually, it's 40 years. We understand that the programs which have been launched, which were the beginners, they work on very standard and expected and very clear, easy to understand structure. However, we can also improve that. So what is trending in loyalty nowadays? First of all, and I also heard it today, is that all of the guests, they do prioritize engaging. I want to feel engaged with the brand, right? I want to feel very, like, maybe united with it. As a business, the goal still is driving retention. You want to see also analytics. You want to measure your results. You don't want to just send this data and just, wait like, okay, it will happen without any numbers involved. All of the software from your side and all of the software from my side as a guest should be easy to use. My booking journey should be smooth. All of the packages, all of the rewards I'm receiving should be easy for me to book. The moment I see some technical difficulty, I leave. Gamification, I want to see that competition feeling. Tiers, tiers, when we call them silver, gold, and platinum, that's maybe a little bit outdated if it's something what we want to start with. Why don't we call it in a creative manner? We have a client in the US, and they focus on hiking experience. So their tiers are adventurer, explorer, and I don't remember the last one, but it's basically working on your engagement in the hiking destinations. Personalization. The saddest emails I receive for marketing start with dear guest, dear client, dear friend. I want to every email to start, hi Anna, dear Anna. I want them to use my name. I want to have this feeling that they actually see me and not everybody. Tiers. I told that tiers are scary, but we also can play with this, right? There's two examples of the loyalty programs we have been working with. So the first one on the left is very, I would say, solid. So it starts with Classic, Premier, Diamond, and Elite, which is the highest tier. And then another one on the right is Friends of the family. So you enter the loyalty program, and your tier is named Friend. Then you become Best Friend. Then you become BFF. And then you become soulmate, right? So very easy to explain, but it adds a twist. Do you want to have tiers? Do you maybe want to have tiers and just base it on your segmentation and not label each guest? You can. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the brand Emismore. So they launched this year an amazing loyalty program, which is called Disloyalty. Their slogan is, be loyal to your mom, not your hotel. And their rewards, which guests are receiving, are pretty simple. You get 50% off on your first booking at the new property, 20% and the new destination, and then et cetera, et cetera. And the fun thing is that you get a free coffee or tea once a day in any of the properties. So basically, if we have this hotel next to your home, I actually see value because I can have all my meetings, so I can go to the coffee breaks there, basically for free, right? But it's very, I would say it's very brave, but I think this is something what will be trendy within 2 years. So we spoke about loyalty tiers. Do we want to base them on nights, days, and amount of money guests spend, or we want to combine all that? So your tier will be upgraded if you have completed 5 stays, 10 nights, and also you spend £5,000. Maybe the revenue thing we don't want to communicate to the guest, but you can be creative. You understand your standards, you have your revenue in place, so you understand how can you build it in order to actually segment the members in the database. Who played this game? Everybody should be honest, because I think that everybody plays this game like 10 years ago. So this is Candy Crush. It's still a big trend in Spain. However, for me, it was just in the Nordics. So the idea of Candy Crush is that you move from tier to tier, and you can see that here it starts with 50. Like it ends with 50. In reality, I think it's like 50,000 levels at this moment. Every time you complete the level, you get a reward. Right? The reward was candy because it was called Candy Crush. But this is the part of the gamification we can also include in our program, right? So we can also incorporate with the membership. So the rewards can be discount on the rate in the percentage, or it's a fixed amount, so $30 off on the birthday reward for your next booking. Book 1 week and get 1 night free. Welcome wine bottle for the Platinum members. Very unique, but a very good recognition. Discount code on the next booking. 1 hour extra at the spa when spa rate is booked for February 14th, 2024. So we can create the rewards, which also require guests to complete a reservation. Not that we are giving things for free and losing money. We also set up the rules, so for them to unlock it, they need to complete the level, right? Who gets the reward? Everybody. Whoa, that's very loyal from you. Only tier 3 exclusive members. Okay, good, we did the segmenting. Members who made a booking during September 2023 for the first 7 days in December. So we have been also very selective. Why? Because maybe we have a specific event, or maybe we have a specific decoration at the property. You never know. Members who celebrate anniversary today. Members who spent $1,000 to stay 10 nights or completed 5 stays. So the complication level of giving the reward, it also depends on your decision. And what is important is when we give the reward, we don't need to promise it to the guest, right? We can make it CRM tell it to us, so we make a wow experience. I don't know how many of you come from Ritz-Carlton. I'm coming from Ritz-Carlton. Wow experience is one big religion there. And also we can give the recognition once the guest joined the loyalty program. Membership referrals, we spoke about it before. So these are all not hotel businesses, and everybody have referrals. Referrals interpretation can be also different. You can give points, you can give fixed amount, like $5 off, or you can give a percentage discount. So it's always up to you, right? Guest portal. I always say that guest portal is something like Facebook, but for the hotel world, where I can independently edit things and find out all the information I need. So guest portal also can be very much standing along with your website and copying that, but then also it's a space for the guests to independently find and provide all of the information they might need. So you can add pictures there, you can have it in multiple languages. For example, the one on the right side is in Swedish, the one on the left side is in Arabic, and it starts from right to left. And then the one in the bottom has a really cool image as a default. So a few important numbers to wrap this presentation up. Loyalty members booked more than 59% of the nights in the more major hotel chains. It's very easy to find this data about, big brands. 45% of consumers say a loyalty program influenced their hotel selection. This is very easy to achieve. I'll make an example, not saying the brand. If you show the loyalty rate on your booking engine, which is the same as OTA brand, OTA price, but then you mention that you can get a limited amount of coffee, the guests will book directly from you. And coffee is pretty cheap if you just have this at the lobby. So that's how you can retain the direct bookings. And also collect the information, because we do collect information when we sign up guests as a member. Loyal customers spend 22% more than sporadic customers and stay 28% longer. 40% of customers enroll in the hotel loyalty program based on the location. So we can and we should target local, maybe not for room, but for the outlets. And then between 2020 and 2021, which is the time period when the world stopped, there was still an increase in the reservations. Right? So it's very important to understand that even if the world stopped, the loyal members were still bringing more revenue, a small number difference, but still they were very much engaged. So who do we call loyalty members? I always use this picture on the right side, because this is the representation of a loyalty customer. So loyalty guests are your brand ambassadors. They are representing you. They're business navigators. They spend more, so they're big spenders. They control your costs, so you can also check the cost. How do you state it? They book direct because they want to have those rewards. And also they provide the information, so they do build a stronger database for your business. So thank you so much for today. I'm sorry I didn't make you move. If you have any questions, I'll be available here all day and all night. And also as well as my colleague who I can introduce you to. Thank you so much.